Should I learn SwiftUI or UIKit? It's a great question. Why iOS? I'm going to throw a question back at you. This is really important. You need to understand why you're doing this. So, why do you want to learn iPhone development, or why do you want to learn Mac OS development, or why do you want to learn Apple Vision development? So, what is motivating you to do this? Is it because you have an indie app idea? That's going to be very different than if you want to get a job. So if you have an indie app idea, what you need to do is start with SwiftUI. I don't see any reason to go into UIKit. There are so many new features that are coming out in SwiftUI, and you don't have any sort of legacy code that you have to worry about supporting. If you're building a brand new app, you can start fresh with the latest version of iOS 18 in 2024 or 2025. And you can target the latest and greatest APIs. You can use the latest features. You don't have any legacy code to worry about. So you don't really need UIKit. Now, there are situations where you will need UIKit, but we'll get to that in a little bit. If your goal is to get a job in iPhone development or Mac development or Vision OS development, whichever platform or technology you want to work with, there's going to be legacy code. There's going to be Objective-C code. There's going to be Swift code that is UIKit driven. It might be in storyboard files that are super gnarly with lots of auto layout constraints, or it might be programmatic UI in Swift or Objective-C. You might have programmers that prefer Objective-C over Swift because it's just easier. It's not as complex. It just works. It doesn't keep changing. So depending on if you want to get a job, you're going to need to learn both of these, but I would still start with SwiftUI. SwiftUI is easier to write. It's easier to get started with. There are some issues with it, but you can get a lot of progress very quickly with SwiftUI that takes a lot more effort in UIKit. And if I'm being honest right now, I start all of my stuff with SwiftUI. So that's going to be our second point that we talk about.